Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Handhelds. I'm Joey, and today we're going to take a quick look at the BatleXP G350, which is this budget handheld right here. Look, a lot of you are familiar with the R36S, which is a budget handheld on AliExpress. It's usually about $20 to $30, that sort of thing. It's cheap. It's been shilled to high heaven for years. And it's cheap and it's budget, and I've never liked it. Look, I get it. When it released, there was no competition in that price range for that device. It was a cheap device in every way, shape, or form. Everybody looked over the bad D-pad, the bad buttons, the awful software, all of that sort of thing, because it was $20. And it's like, well, what else can you spend $20 on? I'd rather have like a Big Mac or something, but sure. The R36S has taken off. It is like #1 on the charts for everything. Everybody loves that thing. Fast forward to today, and I'm so happy that this exists because it is so much better than the R36S for basically the same price. I have seen the G350 go for $25, $30 in that price range. And I swear to all heaven, if you were going to come at me with, well, the R36S is still $5 cheaper, I'm going to lose my mind. This is so much better in every single way. And until you have one of these in your hands, you won't understand it. And so today's video is me doing a video about budget devices that I typically don't care about because they are very usually bad. But the G350 actually stands out in this little market, in the budget market, as being a very good one of those. The D-pad is not awful. The buttons are not awful. The software is not awful. This is probably likely made by Anbernic. That seems to be the ongoing rumor with this device is Anbernic made this. And if you did not tell me that this was made by BatleXP, if it did not have the BatleXP logo on the actual box, I would have said this is Anbernic's newest device, for sure. Easily, you don't even have to say anything. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Anbernic. But it's BatleXP, which could be Anbernic hidden behind there. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All that matters to you is that you have Anbernic's quality in a $30-ish device. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. Hey you. Yeah, you watching this. You're sitting down right now, aren't you? I know you are, but how long have you been sitting for? A while, right? Maybe you should stand and do what you're doing instead. You know, like with today's video sponsor, FlexiSpot's E6 standing desk, where you can sit when you want to and then get the blood flowing to those legs by standing when you want to. Having used their desk for a while now, I can confidently say that my posture is much better. No longer am I a hunchback, and I am now a proud noble. FlexiSpot's E6 desk is a 3-stage standing desk. The dual motors can lift up to 355 pounds. So, like 2 Lenovo Legion Go's, or 2 Joeys, or so. I'm not telling you. There's a 15-year warranty and a nice, beautiful bamboo top, and some awesome memory buttons and controls. Throw out that old, non-moving desk and grab yourself a standing desk. All the cool kids are doing it nowadays. Don't be left behind. Pick up a FlexiSpot E6 electric standing desk, linked in the description, and enjoy life on your feet sometimes. So, taking a quick look at the actual handheld and focusing on the D-pad, and it is very much an Anbernic D-pad here. It is nice and big, it is soft, it has good pivot, and it's also decently accurate for normal Anbernic D-pads. Now, I haven't used an R36 in months, thank God I have evolved past that, but I can tell you, from what I remember about the R36S, this D-pad is night and day better than the disaster that is, whatever they want to call that thing that isn't really a D-pad but pretends to be one. That's right, today we are going to upset every single R36S fan because I don't have enough communities that dislike me. The buttons are another super upgrade here. They are not tied to each other like the R36S, and you don't have to cut them to separate them. These are nice tall buttons. They are easy to push down. They're not loud at all. They are super silent and they are satisfying to use. These are the typical Anbernic buttons, which doesn't mean much to you if you haven't had an Anbernic before, but just know they are good, very good. On the back is curved shoulders and triggers. They're great for hotkey usage. They have a nice click to them, and honestly, the only negative that I have is sometimes I'll hit the shoulder buttons when I'm trying to use the trigger button, but not enough to completely hate the experience. In all honesty, the only negative I can point to at this price point is this doesn't have Wi-Fi. That's it. That is really the only thing holding it back from my end and being a complete easy recommendation to everybody is the lack of Wi-Fi, because the rest of this, for the price, is actually super good here. This ships with their own software called BatleXP, which is basically an ArcOS clone, but through my setup guide, we can just install proper ArcOS, and you'll have an actually good operating system for it. For anybody not familiar with ArcOS, it is very easy to use. You have a very nice, pretty front end. You can head into games and play them easily. You can adjust settings easily, and all that sort of thing. It is perfect for this device. The SD card that comes with this device is actually a Kioxia branded SD card, which is Toshiba. So they're using a branded SD card in here, which is super good. I don't know if you buy the extended storage model with more games, whatever that second card is, it's likely going to be a crappy card. They usually don't do branded SD cards for the ROM section of it, but they do it for the operating system, at least for Anbernic, which again, another sign that this is Anbernic-like or from Anbernic, is using that Kioxia SD card because that's what they've been using. So all signs point to Anbernic here. Now, despite the fact that I personally think that all of these handhelds should not come with any games for a lot of different reasons, I'm going to have to talk about the SD card and what it comes with, because I know a lot of people in this price point, budget handhelds, care about what devices or what games come on these devices. I don't know, for some reason there's like a value tied to how many games are included when it's such nonsense. You just put your own games on here. There are so many sets of games out there that you can find and just throw them on here, but whatever. Either way, you should know, because it's an Anbernic SD card, again, there is no Pokemon, there is no Mario, there is a lack of Nintendo games on here. So, again, if you are somebody who buys devices based on the games that are included, and you don't want to add your own games because moving a file over into a folder is too difficult, then this isn't going to be for you because it doesn't come with the games that you want. It's not going to come with Nintendo games. And I'm assuming that you probably want to play some Nintendo games like Pokemon on here. Now, if you're getting mad at that, you should know that my guide shows you how to put ROMs and games on your device, where to get them, how to put them on, all that sort of thing. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You'll be fine. Don't worry. Okay, so overall, I didn't want to make this an overly complicated, super long video. The specs on this are pretty much the exact same as the R36S. For anybody not familiar enough with any or either of these two devices, that means this is going to do PlayStation 1 and under well. And then you could play some Super Mario 64 on N64. You could play some games on Dreamcast, some on PSP, that sort of thing. They're using hacks to make them look better than they are, but you'll have a decent enough experience with some of them if you throw those games on here. So long story short, PS1 and under, where this lives, what I would buy this for, don't really buy this for N64 and above. That's not really what you want. And so for $30-ish, this is absolutely a great purchase. Much better than the R36S. Please stop buying that device. It is a clone. It is awful. Just stop. This is better. It is not a clone. It is actually a well-made device, and I can actually recommend it to people in this price point, which is a first for me. Now, because I am who I am, I wouldn't be able to end this video without letting you know about other options in a similar type of price point, maybe if a little bit more money, that you should be aware of in case you want to go the next step up. So if you want a vertical type device like this, but better, has Wi-Fi, has HDMI or video out, has Bluetooth for wireless controllers, all that sort of thing, I would suggest the Anbernic RG40XX V. That is a well-made device. It has all of those things, all of the features that you would want, and it regularly goes for about $50 to $55 US on AliExpress, not including a sale. So $20 or so more than this, but you'll get Wi-Fi, you'll get Bluetooth, you'll get video out, you get all those sorts of things. That is a good trade-off in my opinion. Now, in that same breath, if you want a horizontal version, the RG40XX H from Anbernic is also a good choice, and it is basically just the V in horizontal form. So, has all the same features, all that. It's pretty much around the same price. So, those would be the two next best options in my mind. There are other devices. There's the TrimUI Brick, there's a Miu Mini Plus, there's the RG35XX from Anbernic. There are other devices similar to this that don't have sticks and all that, but I think if you're in this price point, if you're in this range, you want to go for the best option. And so the best option to me is that RG40XX V, RG40XX H, and I'm personally going to add a personal favorite of mine. It's the RG Cube XX. All depends if you want vertical, if you want horizontal, what you're looking for. I just want to give you more options in case you don't want to spend the bare minimum on the device, which would be the BatleXP G350, which is still good, but if you spend a little bit more, you get a lot more. That's all I have for you today, and I'm going to be clear because I'm thinking about everything I've said so far. I like this device quite a bit for the price. It is actually a really good device. I just think you could be doing better by spending a bit more. And obviously this is going to be different for everybody's financial situations and where they're at. Might not be applicable to everybody. If you only have $30, this is a perfect choice. Buy this instead of the R36S or anything else. You'll be happy with it. If you can afford a bit more, I would suggest spending a bit more. But either way, you'll be happy with this, I think. Don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk all about retro handhelds like this one. Support me on Patreon if you like my stuff. And hope you all have a good one.